Been super busy with work, but I did think, you know what? It'd be cool if I got an actual painting video in. So we're going to be working on some paints tonight, just something real quick to go through. I think that'd be pretty awesome. I wanted to show off these guys. These are the ones I finished recently. Kind of got a little lazy and just did like almost like that green and brown wash over the face, like they're camouflaged. So these are a couple of the rebel troops. Put you that one. Show off that one. Looks pretty cool, right? Right? Did really good with his face and eyes, if I do say so myself. Alright. And finally this one, same thing. Kind of just gave the green and brown face paint like they were really camouflaging themselves. Alright, but like I'll just do a couple washes and base these guys later on so they'll be ready for combat. Alrighty, so, and as always, I'm going to play a little bit of music. It is royalty free, copyright free, so we can enjoy these jams. So, tonight, I think I'll start, you know, I kind of want to do the easier ones first. It's hard to say which one's easier. Got a couple of rebel scouts, they look like, and marksmen. So we'll get going on those guys. I'll get some paint shaking, get some tunes playing, and we'll just have some fun. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get going. And a couple of them look like they're just regular rebel troopers, so those guys are for sure. We know that they are over here. Try to keep them as separate as possible. We'll have some new ones. I'm actually gonna probably like try some new colors for like their shirts and whatnot. Especially because you can see these guys here. They are wearing a coat and some visors. They're more like scouts. So I'm thinking maybe like a brown or even that tan color for the coat. Maybe even some red or blue for the shirt. Maybe one of each for the shirts. And keep the fatigue pants more of a, I don't know, we'll maybe go brown or something beige, something like that. Something a little off the beaten path, because like we've gone a little different with these. So let me start some tunes here for a minute. Again, royalty free, so it's always awesome to have that synthwave royalty free music. So I'm going to start with, let's see, sorry, I forgot to shake these beforehand. I should have been doing that. So we got brown from my zombicide ones. Alright, so maybe some filthy suit, just something to kind of like get the browns, beiges, greens, things like that. Maybe even use these washed jean blue color, because I haven't really used it too much, at least not on these guys. So it's going to be a little funny because half of them are just in their fatigues and then half of them are just wearing whatever they got. That is all good. This is why we do this, because it's fun. It's fun to just create. Let me see what else we got. Let's see. I need that for the rifles and the other equipment. Let's just a strong tone, I'll do that later. This beige, I might do a beige with like a little bit of a darker color, might be good. But get you guys a little higher here and get you pointed more downward, so not only can I see chat, I can actually show you what I'm doing so I can answer any questions that anybody has. Ooh, that arm's getting tired. Should have checked these before I started, but oh well. Stuff happens. So we'll try a little bit of this brain matter beige and see what we're getting ourselves into. If not, we can always go over it with something darker brown, like kind of give them a, or even mix some brown in there. So yeah, it's not looking very beigey, but we'll see. See what we got to work with. I don't think it was mixed very well. That's my fault. Okay. So usually what I do when I start with something like that, I'm unsure of the color before I even hit the model. Mix it up a little. Maybe even add some water to that, because that's not looking super thin, but kind of thin enough. Don't be afraid to just try it a little bit on something, even if it's just the cloth that you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and try this on this guy first. We'll try it out, see what's what. Maybe we can even wash it again with a brownish beige. Like I might even add like some brown to that just to kind of get it where it needs to be. Because we're doing nice thin coats as always, ladies and gentlemen. They are the best. Better than all the rest. Sorry, I got my first ad coming up in here, so I'm going to skip that. So, and I'm just going to do a wash just to kind of put it on there. That was a little too thin right there, but thin coats are nice, but sometimes they can be too thin, so don't be afraid to kind of go in between and get these nice little areas there. See, we're kind of getting that area under his backpack. I love the design of the backpacks on these guys, like they're just carrying regular rucksacks. Just being careful not to get my fingers on that, so move the bag aside. And that's what these are for. They're perfect for that. Even if you got like gloves on, don't be afraid to wipe your hands off just to make sure you don't get paint on other parts of them or other models that you don't want painted. Just these little wise tips that I like to pass on. So, yeah. Let's get you nice and blended in. I'm kind of letting it's okay if it gets, what I might even do is I'll do this now primarily, and then later on I might even give it the brownish beige look, like mix this white with a beige, with the brain matter beige is what it's called. It's from the sorry, I couldn't think for a minute. It was from the Zombicide board game paints that they released for those models, but they work well on these guys too. They're just really good. Hopefully after I do this set, I will be able to do more of the 40K ones. I would definitely like to use those guys on that. Alright, one day get some contrast paints. That'd be awesome. So we'll get her going. And again, it's fine. It's just a nice thin coat there. And get in the back of that. We want to see what it looks like once it starts to dry and see what we can work with from there. Which it's looking like they both have the same flowing little cave there. So actually I might even just go ahead and with this one, I'm going to wash my brush out there, shake up the brain matter a little bit more. Yeah, I think my next thing to do is I'm actually going to get the bottles with the little shaker in them. Because they actually make those for these war paints, and they're really good for that from what I've heard. So what I'll do is I'll add a little bit more of this brain matter beige. And because I had it somewhat ready, leather brown be a good one for that, I think. Just to kind of give it that little bit of more of a beige color, because this beige is like looking more like an off-white to me. You can see there just a tiny bit. Again, we got our junk mixer stirrer. Nothing wrong with that. Little cheapo brush that I usually use for this kind of deal. Mix it up nice and well. So now that it's still in the realm of beige, looks like an old dusty coat is what I'm going for these scouts. I like it. Like I usually explain in my past videos, I love when a mini tells a story. Like it looks like it's seen some stuff. It looks like, you know, the character, there's characteristic to the miniature without having to actually tell a story. Not that you can't tell a story. Hell, I love 40K Kill Team. They actually have it. You can give your squad a backstory, and you can actually name your characters, your squad, and whatnot. I really like that, and I'm hoping this next year to get more into that and play more. Play more of that, play some Legion, maybe even actually put it on the channel, which would be awesome. That's my goal. It's my goal eventually to get to that. So you can see, as this is drying, yes, some of the gray is showing through, which that isn't a problem at all. But I'm not liking that it was just a really off-white color, not a beige, like it said. At least not in my eyes. So this one, we'll add the new one, and when the other one dries, we'll just put another coat of it. And we are going to just kind of nice and easy go around that. I didn't do this with the last one because I was just kind of seeing like how the paint laid down. But we're going to try and go around and get the front of the jacket too, because I made this one batch of paint for this. Otherwise later on I'm going to have to duplicate it, and that's going to be a little harder when I'm mixing them just by eye. So, and again, we're making sure the paint's laying down nice, evenly, distribution wise, making sure we have no wrinkles but what are on the mini. Don't like doing big glops, but if you do, don't be afraid to thin it out either. You can always dip your brush in the water like that. I'll move this over so you can see. Always nice to have a little bit of water with this, just to kind of thin out your paint. A couple thin coats are the best. They are the bee's knees for these models. And yes, it's fine to even get that little inner part there, even if you know that's not going to show. It's fine to kind of get that, just to make sure that it's colored, because later on if gray shows through, then you'll be like, oh man, I missed it, and now people can see it. And yeah, it's just kind of good to get all your bases covered. All these guys, yeah. Got another ad. Goodness gracious. Okay, so now you can see that. Kind of gives it that beigey look like we were going for before, but however, first one didn't seem so beige. This one might even seem pink, but that's fine. I don't mind it. Like a tan, like a really like light tan. I'm gonna go ahead. Add a little bit more brown. Because I might use something really close to that. I'm gonna make another batch real quick. So we're gonna add a little bit of Filthy Suit, which gives it a grayish hue to it as well. And then we'll add more of that brainwash beige. That is really thick. Man, didn't want that to be that thick. Add a vigorous shake. Again, let's use our little mixing guy. Add a little bit of water so it all gets to know each other. Yeah, it's kind of dangerous having my miniatures just sitting right there next to the paint thing, but that's fine. It is a-okay, because we can always fix these little parts if we get it not looking the way we want it. Let's mix that a little bit more, because I'm seeing too much separation. I am liking that. That is nice. That is beautiful. I really like that. Add a little bit more water so that it stays, because I got the fan on me. Unfortunately, it's unfortunately drying some of the paint, so I gotta work a little bit faster than usual. And again, that's a-okay. So now we got this guy. His thin layers are still somewhat wet, but I think it'll be okay if I go over it one more time. Give it a little bit of a wash, if anything. I'm not looking for a universal look on both, so it's okay if it's a little off. It'll look a little different. Maybe the duster he got was a little bit cleaner than the other one. Who knows? Excuse me for one moment. Sorry, my hand is doing that thing where it likes to make a claw for a minute. Okay, I think we're all right. Let's put these here. Again, we're just kind of nicely dotting in between. It's alright if we hit the straps. Don't worry about it. We can paint over that later. Because we're trying to get the jacket, that part that is in between the backpack and the straps. It's okay to even get in like the part where his sleeve would be. It's alright, people. So you got a little bit of his coat right there. I think this will look swell once it actually has a coat of toner on there. Like I usually use this really thin wash, is what it's called actually. Sorry, tone. And what that does is that actually kind of outlines the things, make things look darker than what they are. Kind of like not antiques it, but makes it look like you can see like the lines of things look older and ages it more or less. The thing is, I'll have to kind of repeat this once I do his sleeves too. So like each sleeve of his thing I might actually do right after I'm done with his jacket. So I'll just do this right now, you can see. And I'll just come back and do the straps with a thinner brush. And that's fine. As long as we got a nice thin coat on his actual jacket and lapel part right there. Yeah, he's looking good. I'm liking this color scheme so far, so I might do that with like one of them a dark red, one of them a dark blue shirt under. Like they don't mind just wearing a little bit of color to it. Because, I mean, you know, the rebels are a little bit more ragtag. It's fine for them to wear, you know, what they got. Probably do like a washed kind of red and blue on that. Almost like they look like two commanders in this, even though they're scouts. That's okay. I'm going to do the same for this guy. Go ahead and we'll get that little part behind him. Again, because we're using a bigger kind of brush, which I need to kind of rinse for a minute. And go back in. And what we'll do, mixing that around. Kind of get that. Again, never be afraid if you're gonna like actually get like sleeves and things like that. It's alright if you hit the parts that you didn't want to paint at the moment. You can come back and fix those. Because I know I got him. There we go. Let's just get the back part of his. Let me get this ad again, because these ads are more common than I was wanting tonight, but that's fine. And there, you can see right there, I got all the coat. And let me go up front here. Yeah, see that? That was even cool. Like it actually like kind of got in that little crevice there. I saw that pop. That was pretty neat. I'm gonna put a little bit more in the back here so like it doesn't come through too much. It's looking pretty nice. I'm gonna do their sleeves right now just to make sure, because they are wearing jackets. Dusters, if you will. Actually, my apologies. How are we doing today? Tonight? Whenever you feel like watching this, either here or on my YouTube channel. Same name. Been thinking lately I might even go more toward just doing more of this. My gaming's doing okay, but I mean, you throw a rock, you can find a gamer. I like to create. There's something about this that's awesome. And there you can see that. We got one sleeve down. It's not much. Welcome viewer, by the way. Saw you pop up. Thank you for watching. Okay, and we'll do one of the scout. Dust his shoulders, making sure we get everything. Just to give him a little bit more of this. Let us go ahead. We're just trying to get all the little parts of his elbow. And I don't mind. Again, doesn't matter. You can see right there. It's a little thinner. Let me actually that so I can even that out a little bit, just a little. It's looking like I might have put maybe too much of a layer on there. So it's not much now, but once it dries, that'll look pretty freaking sweet. So that's both a rifle hand and a rangefinder, if I remember right. That's what they were called in that universe. I'm not too sure. My apologies. I'm supposed to be the Star Wars geek of my family. We got that there. Go ahead and hold it by that. That's fine. You can get right there, right next to the blaster. Don't be upset if you get a little bit of the blaster. We're going to come back and get the rest of that anyway. So that kind of gives you that look. And we'll get the hand too later on. I might actually give the hand the brown leather gloves is usually what I like to give them, just to kind of like make it look like they're almost nomadic. There's something about the rebel troops that just it's neat just to see them do a little bit more on this arm, because then I think I thinned it out too much. So we'll put that there. Kind of touch up that part and get close to the blaster again. Perfect. And there you can see that, and later on we'll get that blaster, we'll get that hand going, make him look good. So yeah, these guys, their dusters are looking a little bit more pinky as they're drying. I'll give you a quick look. But that's okay. Again, we're kind of going for that tan look. It's hard to tell under my lighting here, but that's looking pretty darn good so far. I like it. I'm happy with the results. That's all that matters. You should be happy with your model's results as well. All right. So now, on to something a little bit more. Now, with what little I got left of that, I kind of want to give them tan pants. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of demonic yellow, just to kind of add to that, because those are looking, like I said, a little pinky. I don't mind if we add a little bit of yellow there. We'll kind of do this mixture one more time. Tiny bit of that. Tiny bit of the brain matter beige. Some of the brown there. And it's always nice to have these handy dandy eyedroppers. Get a little bit of your water. I'm just adding one drop. And then we use our mixing tool brush yet again. It's okay, let all the colors get to know each other. Let them all get to know each other. Everybody says hi, everybody's kind of meeting and greeting in there. Okay. So what we have now, it's kind of almost a yellowish tan to it. Almost like a neutral color to that, which I don't mind at all, because again, I'm going for like almost the grayish tan even would be nice too, but that's fine. I like this too. Just want to use this on their pants. And you can see their pants is a different, like literally the torso and this is like two different things. So I'm just going to do this and almost like I said, I know my other guys look like they're from like indoor and all that, but like I actually like where these guys are going. Turn Turn that down just one here. Okay, so we got a nice firm grasp on his boot where nothing's gonna touch. Dip this guy in a little bit, get it nice and wet before it says hello to our paint. Okay, get a nice grip somewhere. Again, like on the foot where you're like, I'm gonna paint that later or get that area later. That is a-okay. And just go ahead. Sorry, my hand is doing that thing again. Go around. Just kind of put it on there, nice thin coat. Let the color kind of get these guys, kind of give them that, like they just have like, almost like flight pants suits, like, but not. Like it's a little weird. I know they're scouts. Usually you'd think that they'd be in fatigue more than anything, but no, I actually like to give these guys more of that westerner, like almost gunslinger look. I like the idea of the Rebs having different kind of outfits, different colors, but they're still fighting for the same cause. So as you can see there, and that's really giving it like that really khaki, almost tan look. Looks really good. I am actually really impressed with that. I think I might even go with the spats on that too, just because that's a really cool look. I'll go down with the spats too, because it looks like their fatigues go over their boot. Even though I know those are supposed to be like spats, but still. I like that look. So it's cool. Let's just get that there. Just get that there. It's okay if we hit the boot. Yeah, I am liking this. This is looking good. So let's go ahead and get all those. Man, that's looking good. I'm really liking those. I'm gonna definitely go get these other pants done right now. Come back into turning that down because there's an actual song in there that I cannot have anybody hear. Give me one moment. Okay. You know, for like non-copyrighted music, they do have a lot of ads in it. Probably because they don't want me to use it like this. Oh well, that's fine. Let me do the little parts on the spats there for that guy. Those are looking great. I am really liking those. That's gonna be dope. I mean, we got more than half the model already almost painted, you know? Because the part that where it gets rough with these guys, unlike our Stormies, these like really need a little bit more detail to them, which is fine. That's not, I'm not complaining, not at all. Okay, I need to let my hand rest for a minute. My apologies. Okay, sorry, that's just me moving my hand. That weird macaroni sound is me moving my hand. Sometimes it does this weird claw thing where if I'm used it too much during the day, as far as at work, it will seize up, especially if I'm pinching something small like this. Enter obligatory masturbation joke there. Okay, and we'll get the pants here. Getting these nice and tan. Make sure we get everywhere in there. Sorry, I have to do this off camera for a minute, because I just want to quickly make sure I get a nice coat on there. And this is actually just like one coat. This isn't like a whole like double coat. I know I usually say 2 thin coats, but this is looking good after 1 coat there. What do you think? Pretty good, right? Cool. So we will let those dry off. Make sure they don't stick to that. Making sure these second ones are looking pretty awesome. I am going to do a quick touch-up here. And here as well. And as we can see, as this dries, that is looking more of a tan on the troops' coats. I really like that. I really like the way that turned out. There's a contrast between that, their pants, and their, like they're almost wearing like light colors. Let me go ahead, and with these other rebel troops that I got, looking like these guys, I'm probably going to give them the similar thing as far as just their pants. Just because I got so much of this left over, and it would be a shame to waste it, and I really like that look. Plus, it would just be easier just to quickly paint their pants, and then you keep going. Don't worry if you hit the boots. Don't worry if you hit anything you didn't intentionally intend to paint at the point, especially if you're doing these nice thin coats, because you will be just fine. You can go back and get them. I really like this khaki color that I made. I don't normally toot my own horn like this, but man, that is awesome. Maybe time for some new brushes eventually coming up. But yeah, these are definitely served their purpose over the years. Done a couple 40K when I was really getting into, well, still am into Kill Team. I couldn't even think of the name of the game that I wanted to play. That I want to play still. Yeah, it's looking really good. Let me get that spat the rest of it, but man, that was looking cool. What I'll do with these guys, I'll probably just do like a darker brown vest. Just to give them a little bit more. That's pretty dope. I like it. Oh, you know what I messed up? Oh, I messed up good. Hey, somebody's arm forgot to get painted. One of my scouts' arm. I'm going to actually... I know this is a different tone, but I'm going to do this. And then hopefully I can make a little bit of that pink tan. Or maybe go over one more time with some of the other tan. Again, this is just something to kind of get the thing painted at the moment. I know this is a khaki and that's a tan, but I'll probably just go ahead and redo that, or who knows, maybe just keep it. Maybe it'll look like it's a little discolored on the... Who knows? Okay, so let's get that other rebel trooper painted on his pant, and I'm probably end it there for the night once I am finished with these, because I have been up for a while. How long? A while. And you can always watch these over on YouTube. JBON3EZ01. Or no E, sorry. Z01. I'm already effing up. Fudging up. That's alright. Because we're all just people trying to get along in this crazy universe. So let's go ahead and keep painting these. Just keep painting, just keep painting. And yeah, my bristles are getting worn on this guy. This guy has been with me for a while as far as brushes go, but man, it has served very well for that. So we're going to make sure we get all these little cracks and crevices, because these troops, their fatigues are ultra wrinkly. Alright. So let's go ahead and get in all these nice little cracks and crevices of the Mini. Again, don't be afraid if you get that little part. I might even get that little... Looks like they're wearing butt armor. I don't know if you could see that, but it looks like he's wearing like a plate over his butt. Like I kind of painted over it. Oh, forgive my ringtone. Yeah, you could definitely tell now. This arm, as it's drying, is going to be different than the others. So I might just use some of this wash just to do a quick wash over the tan that I was doing for the coat. I don't know. I'll see right now. But then I would have to do the other parts. So, but I do have quite a bit still here. It's just sitting here. Actually, scratch that. No, I don't. So that will just remain as is. Let me actually, if that's going to be like that, let me get one of the arms. Here's how we fix this. We do one of the arms like that. Okay, because those guys are drying now. So now that arm is now that. So now that one is more of that khaki. And I'll do this lighter one here. Just do a quick wash of it. You can see. Sorry. Just do a quick wash over that. And it's like it never happened. So what we do is we even dip it in the water, kind of wash that up. Sorry, that is drying super fast because of my fan and my overhead. You can make one of these guys. Sorry, someone is texting me, blowing up my phone. It is that one-up ringtone. I personally like it. Gotta respect the classics. Mario. Let's see now. Now with the undercoat, the tan that I had on there originally, if that bleeds through, that's fine. I am totally fine with that. Even if you can see it on the upper part here. I'm just gonna go across real quick. Go across here. And I'm just making sure, and I'll even keep these guys together, that once they dry, I'll make sure he has a uniform jacket. Just because that blunder now is now that. And even that one's a little, you can still kind of see gray through. I might do another coat over that one later on. We'll see. You know, I have enough wet stuff here. I might actually fix that, and I might actually do that. So it looked like their pants and their jacket are the same material. So let's actually go ahead. Why not? Why not, he says. I like this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it, says the scout. I like his jacket. I want the same thing. So that totally... I like it because this khaki, this color of khaki almost gives it that western, like, gunslinger look like I was talking about before. That'll look really good with dark brown on there. You know, like when I do the boots, I'm gonna do the boots. I'm gonna do the probably the vests on the other guys with a dark brown as well. So let's go ahead and just do a quick wash over it. We'll dip what we can. We're actually not wasting much paint here at all. Usually there have been times where I made batches of a color and it just didn't, like, I didn't use any of it, like, or not any of it, but like the whole thing. This khaki is pretty darn awesome, says I. Sorry, I keep praising myself on it, but I'm like, it is dope. This is looking awesome over that. So it's giving it more of that yellowish hue. It looks like leather. Like a, probably skinned a bantha, who knows. Living on the frontier as a rebel trooper. Just fighting for your freedom. I love it. And again, yes, I am hitting the straps and everything, as you can see. But later on, I'll be able to go back and clean those up once it dries. And hopefully having all the paint not come off on my fingers right now while I'm holding this poor guy. Make sure he looks good. The bottom of his coat, getting that too, making sure. And I will let those dry. And for now, we're just going to end it there. It is a little bit shorter than my usual videos. However, this is because, as you can see, on Rebel Troops, you have several different areas that you have to paint. So I still have to do shirts, I still have to do their vests, I still have to do their helmets and their faces too. Not going to do as lazy as I did with the last ones. Again, I showed the beginning of the video. These guys, I got a little lazy, just kind of put green and brown over their faces to look like they were kind of like that Special Forces camouflage paint over their faces just to blend in, because these are scouts. These guys are going to be the rugged frontier. Again, once they're put together, it's going to look awesome. Totally base them, totally glue them together. But thank you for watching. Much love, people, and hope you have a great week. I will do more painting videos as we go on. Thank you, and good night. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry. You can see